And hello, and welcome to another episode of Unknown Hosts, where hosts that you don't know or maybe are starting to know talk about games every week. I'm Ross. Kniff's here with me, and
How's it going?
this week Draper is again unavailable. So right now we don't have anybody else for the show. Had tried to get some people last minute, but it didn't quite work out. So it's just gonna be the
I'm
two
not
of
very
us.
good at I'm not very good at communication. I'm always down doing stuff last minute. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, it's tough.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, and we weren't sure, if we'd need anyone or not until pretty late in the process this week. So, yeah, Kniff, what have you been playing? What's new with you?
Not too much. Actually, this weekend I had to go back to Kansas City and help my grandmother move, so I wasn't doing too much this weekend. But I've been playing some MOBAs lately, League of Legends and Heroes of the Storm. I'm not a hardcore MOBA player. Like I don't play it every day, but I'll just go in spurts where I like get in and play a lot. And I remember like why it keeps you coming back because like when you play one game, if I can never play one game because I play one game and then if I lose, I'm like, oh, I can do better than that, and I'll play another one. If I win, I'm like, oh yeah, that felt good. We just rocked them, and so I'm like, let's load up another one. So I never play one. I always play like two or three. But yeah, I don't know. It's fun genre. There's definitely a lot of toxicity in the League community, and you see it
Really?
almost instantly. Like it's not like over exaggerated. It's like the truth. It's just kind of how it is and how it's shaped up. I don't know why, but that's the way it is. And Heroes seems to be more laid back and people don't care as much. But I don't know. That's pretty much what I've been up to. And then I bought another PC and another monitor, so I'm in the process of setting up my dual streaming situation. So
Yeah,
we'll see how
cool.
that goes.
That could be really neat. And so, do you have a preference over Heroes or League right now, or is it just?
I have more knowledge of League and like how the game plays out. Like the first two games of Heroes of the Storm, I was just like, what is going on? Like I thought we were trying to go this way, and like it's more like there's more
Yeah.
objectives across the map, and they'll like,
Go
spawn
into this
in.
mine and kill these little guys, and
And so it kind of creates more opportunities for interesting fights and battles, and I like being able to control like the big dragon or something and pushing in or something. So that's kind of cool. But I think League is just more familiar to me, more comfortable, and it's a little bit more try hard, I guess. Like
yeah,
Heroes of the Storm, I'll play when I'm just kind of want to chill, and then League of Legends, I'll play when I want to like be really good or try to be good, like on point. So
yeah,
yeah,
a little more
that's
pro.
me. Yeah, yeah, if you can call it that.
Yeah. I was on vacation for about a week, hence why I wasn't on the show last week. So I was playing a lot of Geometry Wars 3 because it was a freebie
Nice.
on PlayStation Plus this month on Vita only. So I was giving that a shot, and it's
Yeah.
fun. It's also really, really hard, like more than
Is
I
it?
expected. I got to either the last boss or the second to last boss on adventure mode, and I've spent like hours trying to beat it. It's just really tough. But,
Yeah.
but it's a cool game.
Is that the one where it's like the actual map is like 3D too?
Yeah, well,
and like you can like
sometimes.
kind of go around the corners of a cube or something like
Yeah,
that.
they have all sorts of different shapes, which I wasn't a big
Okay.
like I wasn't big on that idea when they announced it because it's like, come on, you're
Right.
just trying to do the Super Stardust thing. Like they just want to
Yeah.
be Super Stardust, but it's still kind of unique the way it is, and they're all shorter levels and like more score based and stuff. So it's kind of cool.
Okay.
I've
I
enjoyed
gotcha.
it, but yeah, otherwise not too much lately, I guess.
Yeah.
A little more Witcher 3, a little Hearthstone, stuff like that. But,
Okay. I think we're gonna talk a little bit more about Hearthstone later on.
Yeah, we will. There's really kind of two news stories rolled into one, but we'll get around to that pretty soon. Anyway, if you're ready, I think I'll go ahead and jump into Good Bad Kappa.
All right, sounds good. Let's do it.
And we're back with Good, Bad, and the Kappa. So our first story today is regarding the new Mario or Super Mario Maker, since they retitled it, and the inclusion of Sonic the Hedgehog in the game, but only if you've bought a Sonic the Hedgehog amiibo, along with a number of these characters. But Sonic was a big one that people were like, what? A Sonic in a Mario game? What is this sacrilege? And yeah, so it's kind of a weird thing that now he's in there, but only if you like to buy cheap little collectibles from Nintendo.
Right. It's interesting because it's like they're not coming out with an amiibo specifically for Super Mario Maker, but it's just like if you happen to have. So maybe it's like kind of an okay thing because it's like they're adding more reasons to have an amiibo. You know, it's
Yeah.
like, hey, here's like a cool thing of, you know, you already bought the amiibo, like here's a cool thing. But it's just like kind of like rubbing in the faces of people that don't buy the amiibo, like ha ha ha, you can't play Sonic in Super Mario Maker, ha ha ha. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
like is it okay to do that kind of thing, or is it like, well, should you just make it available in the game since it's obviously there anyway? And or like
Right.
if not, it's such a small amount of information that like making people spend all this money just for like a little cosmetic change is kind of silly.
Yeah, it is silly. But I think Nintendo is silly, especially even just adding the word super. Like, what was wrong with Mario Maker? Like, not a big deal. No
a
one
lot of
cares.
people are like, that's a much better title. There have
Super
been a lot
Mario
of
Maker?
yeah, people have
Oh
made
my
a
God.
big deal. It's
just rolls off the
better.
tongue better. Just
Yeah,
sounds
yeah.
better.
Just sounds like
Super.
more of a, Mario Maker. There are a lot of games with Mario in the title. There aren't enough games with Super Mario
Yeah.
in the title. That's when
That's
it's
true.
serious. So,
That is very true. Fox says he can't stop staring at my beard.
yeah, you're getting a lot
Ross.
of beard love, mostly from Fox, but hey, good.
Ross, you got to get on my beard level. Do you
I
keep
know.
it trim on
yeah,
purpose?
I actually trim it.
You keep it close?
Yeah, I could, like, my beard grows really fast. I could actually get it
Yeah.
out pretty far, like, pretty
Do
quick.
it.
But
Do it.
I guess I could.
Let's go
I
to
mean,
November.
I have to worry
I think
about,
I'm
like,
gonna
I have to
I
find
think I'm
a
gonna shave
job.
my.
That's
Oh
my
yeah,
thing.
you gotta look for a job. That's true.
I have to look
I think I'm
okay.
gonna look for. Let's go through November, and at the end of November, I might go back to clean face. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
beard life, man. The on Twitch, like it's a
beards
big
are-
thing. Like
I
the
guess
beard
so.
style.
Like it's kind of a popular thing these days where it's just, like for a while the people thought
in
you're
again.
just lazy, which I mean is really the thing. It's like it's like if you want to
Oh,
grow
yeah.
a beard, like people act like that's an effort or something that takes
No.
effort. No, actually the
super
natural
easy.
thing is you grow a beard. You have to
Yeah.
maintain not having a beard. So,
Yeah, staying clean face is the worst. Like
Yeah.
have actually shave every day. I don't think I've ever consistently shaved every day for longer than like a week. Even when I'm supposedly like don't have a beard, like
Yeah.
it's stubble almost every day, and then maybe you might see me once a week with like a shaved face, but
Yeah, not worth it.
not worth it.
Way better. So-
Totally. All right, on this, I don't see. It's not overtly bad because they're not like, here, buy another Amiibo. It's not overtly good because it's not like that much value. I think again, it's just Nintendo and being weird. So I'm just gonna say Kappa. Like anything from here on out, anything with Amiibo in the title for me is just Kappa.
just right off the bat.
Yeah, just ridiculous.
Yeah, like part of me thinks they should at least like make this available to people. These stupid cosmetic things, like maybe as DLC, so you don't have to.
Yeah, or
buy
later,
these
like a
older-
time release or something. Yeah,
Which it won't be. It'll always be tied to an Amiibo because it's Nintendo, and that would take effort with the internet, which they're not really into. But
yeah. Well, and they want you to buy the Amiibo.
yeah, exactly. So
So, how is it going to be linked to Amiibo? Like, is it a chip in the actual thing?
yeah,
Right.
the
So if
Amiibo's
I buy
actually
a
chip.
used, okay. So if I buy a used Amiibo, it's still gonna like give me the options.
I
and stuff.
think I'm not sure about this, but I think you have to activate it with the Amiibo when you play every time. So like you can't just like touch it once and then it's in your game for good. I think you have
Gotcha.
to have the Amiibo with you. So you could sell
Okay.
it and someone else could use it, but then you couldn't.
Right. Okay.
But I
All
don't
right.
know.
Yeah, I say Kappa.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I'm gonna
Just
save my Kappa at least one for later and go bad just because it's like more trying to hawk these Amiibo things and like these tiny pieces of functionality on these collectibles. And,
Yeah, that's true. If they're gonna sell these Amiibo, they could have like grander things that are happening because of them instead of just like one little character that looks. Because basically, not everybody knows this, but it's the exact same mechanic like of a character, and then they just slap a skin on it. Like they can make it look like whatever they wanted it to. They can make it look like Obama if they wanted to. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's not hard to program this little cosmetic thing.
yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I guess moving on to our next one, we've got a new report or an interview with Blizzard where they mention kind of plans for Hearthstone in the future, and one part of that is that they will plan to support it for 10 to 20 years, which
wow.
is pretty impressive. You don't see that a lot these days. And another is that they want to start expanding into consoles and having console versions of the game. But they, it sounds like both are in the early stages. Like with the 10 to 20 years, they don't know how they're going to deal with old cards once they introduce new cards that make them obsolete or anything. Like it's all a learning experience. But it's.
I think
cool.
I think the meta, like the learning experience, would go to the players, because you'd come in as a new player, and I feel like if there's a bunch of new cards, like you would kind of realize like pretty quickly that, all right, these these cards aren't doing me any good.
Yeah,
I need to quickly get to these cards, and maybe there'll be something down the road where, let's say, you're a new player after year 8 or something like that, then you get like a booster pack that didn't used to get a new player. You know what I mean? So it kind of gets you there faster, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. I think their idea is more that they want to make it so new players, at least like their starter sets or the basic cards, are better than the old basic cards, so that they can keep up with everything going on, which will be good, because like even now, unless you like pay for cards on a regular basis, like once you get past like level 19 or 18 or so on the ranking, like it's really hard to stand with people.
Right. And I mean, this is pretty much a Blizzard standard, though. Like most Blizzard games like last for years and years and years. So it's not
World of Warcraft.
It's not uncommon, and it's probably not unsurprising either, because they're making bank off of Hearthstone. What did it say? Like 20 million a month or something like that?
Yeah, they make so much money off of it.
It's so much money off of Hearthstone. So I don't know why they wouldn't want to support it for 50 years if it's continuing to make the money. You know what I mean? Like,
it's just like, to me, it's interesting that they're just saying up front right now, like 10 to 20 years for this game. So it's not like we're going to release a brand new game to install. But you're right. Like World of Warcraft is another game that's been around forever, and like they just keep updating it. It just gets better with new releases. And in response,
says,
go ahead.
Well, he's just saying, is it trying to compete with Magic? And it is, man.
Yeah,
it's
feel
competitive.
Like,
they have.
I feel like now Magic's trying to compete with them. Where I just downloaded yesterday Magic Duels on my Xbox One, which is the second Magic game to come out this year, because Magic 2015 didn't really work because Hearthstone kicked its ass. So.
Well, and isn't the Magic game full of microtransactions and like pay to win, but pay to like progress, basically pay to like get levels and pay to get packs. And
it's doing the same thing Hearthstone is. Like Magic Duels is the Hearthstone version of Magic, where is it more expensive or less expensive?
No,
it's free, and I don't know in terms of microtransactions.
No, I mean for packs.
I think it's the same, and you can earn the money in game the same way that you earn money in game in Hearthstone. And Magic Duels also has like a campaign mode, so you can play through against the AI and kind of get your bearings for a while. Similar to the training thing in Hearthstone, but I think a little more fleshed out. But like Hearthstone has the market so cornered that it's going to be really hard for him to compete at this point.
And that's interesting because Magic was so big and so has been around for so long on the tabletop. And it's so interesting that Blizzard kind of was able to corner the digital version of that before Magic was, because Magic's been on digital versions. You would think, huh?
But what they messed up on is they made it you had to pay to buy the game to even start and get into it, and you had to pay for packs. So like it was basically like the free to play model, except with more like preset packs, and you had to pay for all that anyway. So now they're going more into the free to play. They're trying to compete, but Hearthstone's got it covered.
Yeah, gotcha. But I mean, I would say this is good that they're going to be supporting it for a long time, and they're going to try to bring it to consoles. It says it took them a long time to bring it to phone, and so really, like, if you can play your account on your phone, I'm not really sure why you need it on console. Like, like you could just hook up your phone to an HDMI or a mini USB and like play it on another like image. So like I don't know why it's a big deal to be on console, but eventually they might put it on console just to reach more people.
I'm sure they will, and I think their concern is that the interface for touch and PC is pretty similar, where you have just mouse, you zoom in on cards if you want, you drag things over, but it's not like it's impossible to do. I mean, even Magic Duels is on console, and it's really easy. You just highlight cards and hit a button to activate them. It's a little different, but it's not bad. Oh, hold on a sec. I think I lost your video.
Testing.
Yeah. All right. I see your video. I can hear you, but it's just like really choppy.
Huh.
Is the feed okay, guys? What are you seeing?
It's been buffering a little bit. I have it muted, but I mean, it's not bad. We can just keep moving.
All right. Yeah, it just probably made your video blurry for a bit, and now my head's off the screen, but it'll get better.
Yeah, this.
So yeah, I'm also going good on this for all of the reasons where both pieces of news are great, that they're going to continue to support it. They're not going to make you get into a sequel. All your stuff will be relevant for a while. There's going to be a console port. And I just like the way that they're communicating with their audience here, where it's not just like, usually when they get asked these questions where they don't really know for sure, it's like, oh, well, information's pending, or we're not talking about that yet.
Right.
And here they're just like, we haven't figured that out.
You're still
yet.
Half screen. You're still on half the screen. Did you open chat? Did you open chat or something?
No, I didn't. It's
the
just
Skype interface
Skype
change?
Skype hasn't recognized that my cursor has left it, even though it has.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, it's better now. It'll
work
in a sec. But yeah, so both good on that. And
good on Blizzard, man. Hearthstone's fun.
Yeah, I really enjoy
why,
it.
But it's fun.
Like I like collectible card games. I just don't like the money involved with it. So I like that with Hearthstone. I can like play for free and still enjoy it, even if I'm not like playing at a professional level.
Yeah, absolutely.
So next article we have is regarding The Witcher 3. More news on The Witcher 3s, and so one of the new things they released for it is a mod toolkit, which they've been hyping for a while. They said a long time ago that they were gonna release RedKit for it, which is a really popular modding tool, and the one that they ended up releasing, called ModKit, allows people to manipulate the look and feel of in-game objects and put new models into the world, but like that's it. So all these people were really excited about mod support, and then it's like as bare bones as it gets. Yeah,
this is interesting because it's almost like the gaming community is never satisfied. Never. Yeah. Because Witcher 3, it was all good reviews, all positive feedback, all good. And it's just like they need something to complain about. They had to find something. And because I was looking through this article, and it said long time ago in January, I think somebody had just said the word RedKit. Yes, we'll be bringing RedKit. Yep. But I don't think I kind of want to go back and like see that interview, because I imagine like in the context, like RedKit in his mind, it just meant the mod, a modding capability. It didn't necessarily mean the exact functionality of the RedKit from Witcher 2, but he just, in his mind, he was referring to, yes, we'll be bringing modding capability to it.
Yeah.
And so it's really just gamers kind of being finicky on word choice and taking it out of context and just being like, hey, he said RedKit, and then this guy a few months later said it's not going to be RedKit, and then now that came out and it's not RedKit, well, you're going to be all angry about it. Yeah. So I think it's just A, the gamers being picky, B, the gamers needing something to complain about because they're never satisfied ever.
Yeah. Like I agree in terms of being mad at them for lying or misleading, because I really don't think that was the intention. And like CD Projekt Red's done a lot of really good stuff with The Witcher 3. They've been really popular for the most part. But at the same time, I understand where people, like, this is such a huge world and such a cool engine that, like, all these people who are excited about modding for it and actually, like, putting work into creating really original things are now like, I can put unicorns in the game like that, or I can, like, I can change the look of things. Like, it seems really minor compared to what it could have been.
Yeah, and it says the like faithful, the really diehard Witcher fans that really got used to using the other kit are like, well, now we got to like kind of learn how to use this other one, and it's not as good. I can't do as much. Like, so it's kind of a bummer. Whether it's good or bad, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's a tough one because I mean, it's like at least they're trying to do stuff and they've done a lot of good stuff, but it is a little disappointing.
Right. And especially with how hyped up Witcher 3 has been and how good it's been, I'm gonna say that this is bad on the gamers' side of like complaining about it, because it's just like, they've put out this great game and CD Projekt Red has been nothing but like praised for Witcher 3, and then just for the fans to just dump on them over their mod kit, like, get over it.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go bad, but I like on their part or on CD Projekt Red's part, but not. But again, like not in an intentional way. I don't think they intended to mislead people, but it's still something that's probably disappointing for a lot of people. And when you look at like the mod scene for a game like Grand Theft Auto 5, where it's this enormous world and they can do so many cool things with it, it's too bad that The Witcher 3 won't have that kind of longevity.
Well, and I'm wondering if people just don't understand this new market. Yeah, it says less feature filled, but it said that like people from Project Red said specifically that it's geared towards people that know what they're doing, that already know what they're doing, experienced with modding software, and are designed to make creating tools easier or creating mods easier. Mm-hmm. So it might not be a horrible thing to people that already know what they're doing. It just maybe it makes it harder for newbies to mod it. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't know the full extent from a modder's perspective either. You know,
right? And I don't know how much work it takes to make something fully moddable or release a kit like the original Red kit. So I don't know. if devs are giving you any kind of modding capabilities, I would never complain about it. If that makes sense. Like, I don't know. Yeah, it's whatever. Yep. Well, I'm not going to be modding it. Yeah, I wouldn't either. But it's one of those games that like I would try mods on. You know, like I would like to try things out and just experiment with stuff. So, a little disappointing, but not a big deal. Like they've done such a great job of supporting that game. It's not like we're going to be low on content. I still haven't finished it. I still have a lot of time left. So we're good.
Sweet.
So moving on, our next one is regarding the Resident Evil 2 remake, which I'm excited about because it's not just they're flat out calling it a remake. They're making a big deal about it. So it's not like what Capcom's been doing with so many games lately, where they just do their little HD remaster for like games that are like 5 years old. Like did the world really need Devil May Cry 4 to be in a like
remastered HD? It was definitive edition.
It was 720p and now it's 1080. It's like, who cares? But like this is really cool to me because I don't know, did you ever play Resident Evil 2 back on the PlayStation, like the original PlayStation?
I probably did. I feel like Resident Evil is one of those ones where I never owned it myself, but I probably guarantee you I probably played at least 15 minutes of like each one of them. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, because someone you knew had them, and you just happened to be over there while they were playing it, or you would pick up the controller even at like a Best Buy or something. But yeah, I feel like I've played a little bit of every of the Resident Evils, but I've never owned a Resident Evil myself.
Yeah. Well, one thing that's really cool about 2 is so you can pick 2 characters, like a lot of them, right? Where there's like a slightly different campaign and you have different items and take a slightly different course through the game depending on who you play as. But but if you were to play those scenarios, they're not like totally linked. Like in each game, you'll see the other character and they'll be doing different things, but what they're doing doesn't correspond with like the actual scenario if you choose them as your main character. And that's because they actually created 2 completely different scenarios in the game. So if you play through as like Leon the first time, you unlock a new mode, which is Claire Scenario B. So it's a whole different version of the game where Claire is doing what she would be doing in Leon's part of it. And then same with Claire. So Claire has her Scenario A, and then you have a Leon Scenario B. So there are like 4 different like full-length survival horror games in one.
Damn,
and
that's crazy.
It's just a really cool, like, it was such an awesome experiment back then. And there are all these like extra scenarios with other characters and stuff. Like you could play as a giant wad of tofu. but so yeah, like for me, it's like this is a 17-year-old game. It's one that I really liked back when it came out. To see them like remake it from the ground up in the way that they remade the original Resident Evil on GameCube would be really cool. So I'm going good on it, but
and I don't disagree with you. I bet it is a good game, and for those Resident Evil fans, those diehard fans, like it will be a cool thing. For me, this word remake is just. It's digging into my soul, man. Everywhere you turn, it's a remake of something, a new remake of this, a new remake of that. You're seeing Hollywood do it, TV shows, media is doing it, games are doing it. And so I have to go bad because I'm steering away from remakes, man. I want original games. I want new stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the original games were so popular because they were new.
What would be cool about this, though, or at least if they do it the way they did the GameCube one, which is what they've said they want to do something like that. It was basically a new game. Like the puzzles were all different, and like it would play with your expectations. So it would like set up a lot of tension in scenes where you thought one thing would happen based on the original, and it wouldn't, or like it would happen at a different point in the game, or like. So that was such a cool game.
Yeah, and that makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense because then you're giving the old players a new game too. Like, because the new player, you know, someone that's never played Resident Evil might pick it up and be like, "Oh, this is a great game."
Yeah.
And then someone that has, it still feels a little fresh and surprising for them.
And
that's a good idea.
That's a big part of it for me too, is with like older games. Like it makes no sense to me to remake something that was like 5 years old. But for a game that's like this old, where it actually did some really cool things, but there are other elements of it that just don't hold up and would like people wouldn't touch it. Like it's neat that they're bringing it back. They're cleaning it up, making it look nice. They're changing it and making it interesting for the people who did play it. And the gameplay will be updated, so it's not gonna. You don't have to use tank controls if you don't want to and stuff. And
and I think remakes have their place, and they can, if done well, they can succeed, and it can capture a whole new, you know, audience and kind of bring them into that Resident Evil universe or whatever. And then it can also kind of appeal to the nostalgia of someone that did play it 17 years ago, and you know, remembering what they were at in their life, like what age they were, what they were doing, that kind of stuff. But man, some of the stuff that like, does anybody really need a new Full House, like Fuller House?
Well, that's not a remake.
Like,
that's a terrible continuation idea.
I guess it's not really a remake, but still, it's just like bringing old stuff back like that, or like I don't know.
Yeah, and Mech agrees with you on here. You know, it says I don't want continuing of a storyline, but totally remake is getting old. This is one of the few cases where I would rather see a remake of Resident Evil 2 than a new Resident Evil game, just because of how much Capcom just drove that series into the ground with 6.
Well, I don't know what it is, man. Bad. What do we need? What do we need to do? Do we need to get new writers? Do we just need to wait? Like, it's just, I feel like people are just running out of original ideas, or they're just not as creative, or I don't know what it is, or they're just. Or the money making part of it is just allowing them to rely on the old stuff that has succeeded in the past, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, like something like Resident Evil's tough because a lot of the things that made that series great at the time are impossible to do in a game right now without alienating people. Like the limitations of the controls were a big part of the game design, and like some of the methodical, like you could do it well as like an indie PC game, but as like a AAA title, you just can't do it, which is why Capcom kept moving away from that and making more action oriented games. But Capcom doesn't know how to do like action shooters. Like they did Devil May Cry way back in the day, but most of the people responsible for that are over at Platinum Games now. So like they really just need to retool it, bring it back to survival horror, but like get really talented people on board to figure out what direction to take it. Like what was going to happen with Silent Hill, but won't anymore. So Mech says the new Ghostbusters I will not watch. I've avoided Poltergeist. I'm tired of all the remakes, and I'm tired of everything having to
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I'm tired of every big studio movie having to be this known property and all that. But like Ghostbusters, I'll give it a shot because it's Paul Feig, and at least they're trying something different. But yeah,
and Bill Murray will be in it, right?
Yeah, and it's like a small role. It'll be a cameo or something. But
yeah, you always gotta throw Bill Murray in there for Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Anything else we had to say on that, or you want to move on?
Nah, let's keep moving. All right. Well, remakes are destroying my soul.
Yeah, this one I'm okay with though. So next article we had.
Yeah, I agree, Mech. Yeah.
This one's regarding Fallout 4 being quote basically done before Bethesda even announced it, which I think is pretty awesome. Like it certainly seemed that way when they showed it off.
I was going to say, like, the very first press conference was Bethesda, and it was the night before the conference really started. And, just the way they showed it off, like, I kind of had the sense that, and you would hope that if a game, as soon as you find out that it's releasing in November, like, you would hope that June, July, like, they're pretty much done with it, and they're probably, spending the next several months debugging and cleaning it up. So I think I wasn't surprised by this at all. Some people were, I guess.
Yeah, some people were. Mostly because people were like recommending features and ideas, And
So they were hoping it wasn't done yet.
Right. They were saying like that's what this was in response to. They're like, the game's done. When we announced it, it was finished. So anything you have is gonna have to wait till the next one. But I think that's cool, and I'm going very good. I wish more companies
absolutely
would do
very
this.
good. Absolutely. I wish, like finish your game, have a really quality demo of it before you announce it. I'm sick, just like remakes. I'm sick of the early alphas and the betas and the test our game. Pay us to test our game.
Pre-order so you can help us figure this out. Yeah,
I'm sick of that too.
Yeah, I don't like that either. Mex says this is good. A studio not pushing a game back 3 months.
Oh yeah, no delays.
No delays, and which is a great thing. Whenever a game is announced like 2 years ahead of time and they give you like a date, it's like that's a terrible idea. You don't know when it's going to be done, and here, like you keep seeing more and more games where. Like they don't look as good when they come out, or they'll show you their vertical slice before they really have the pieces in place. So people get disappointed when it comes out and it can't live up to that. So like that's why the Fallout 4 announcement was so cool. They had so much to show and none of it was bullshit. It was all just this is what the game will be like when it comes out in a few months.
Yeah. Oh, it's funny. Another thing funny about Fallout 4 is there's like this Twitter. It's an unofficial Twitter. I don't think it's actually linked with Bethesda, but it's like Fallout 4 news or something like that, or Fallout 4 _ news or something. And they're tweeting things that the devs are releasing and different stuff like that. But then they'll also just like release a picture. Like they'll find like a picture in like Czechoslovakia or something, and they'll just post a picture and they'll be like, this looks like it could be used in Fallout 4. Like, did they maybe get some of their inspiration for a scene from these buildings? And it's just like, what? Why are you reporting this as any kind of news? This is silly.
People need hits. They need
people are all about engagement. Fallout 4.
Yeah,
constant engagement. And I think it's going to live up to its expectations. I don't think Bethesda is going to let this one fall. Like something like Fallout 4, like you really got to put your best foot forward. I don't think they're going to mess up.
Definitely. And Mex says Fallout Shelter hit Android and it's awesome. I still haven't downloaded it and I need to. I've heard very good things.
I've heard it's good, but then I've also heard that it's just like any other mobile game is that there's no real ending. You just it's all about logging on, pushing the buttons and logging off. Like
sounds like it's kind of a sim though, right? Like a little more than like Farmville, where it's like, more than you clicked something, now pay us more money or wait 30 minutes and click something else.
But it is it's all timed. Like your vault dwellers will like get pregnant, and then like it takes time for them to have the baby, and then like you can send some of your dwellers out on like scouting missions, and it takes time for them to come back. Like, I mean, it's just like any other mobile. But I think, there's been a lot of good reviews, so maybe it's fun. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
Pessimistic, but maybe. Maybe it's okay. So
more about Fallout 4.
Yeah, we have 2 stories on Fallout 4 today. The other one was a certain gameplay demo from Gamescom, which was behind closed doors at the show, leaked to Pornhub of all places, which is kind of amazing. They had, I think I saw in there over 200,000 hits by the time it was taken down. Yeah, over 200.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
because the article only said like 30,000 or something like that. That's hilarious. 200,000 hits.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So if you're looking for your latest video game leaked footage, go to Pornhub.
Well, it's gone now, but
it's gone now.
It creates all sorts of opportunities for people, if they get caught looking at Pornhub to say like, whoa. I was looking for gameplay demos undercover.
Yeah. Well, and it's so funny that people are ingenuitive enough to use the service because they uploaded it to YouTube. It got taken down almost immediately. They uploaded it to some file sharing websites. It was there for a little bit longer, and then Pornhub, it's like I think it lasted longer than any of them because it's just no one really expects leaked stuff to be on Pornhub, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I wonder if this will start a trend and like game companies will have to hire someone to just like constantly go over porn websites and make sure nobody's leaking.
Or they should get ahead of the game. Like they should get ahead of it and like kind of make a slightly risque commercial for their game and just put it up on Pornhub preemptively. Before that.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Another part of this story that I really like is that it wasn't titled for Fallout 4 footage. So it's not like you just go in there and type Fallout 4. Good. The title was Hidden Camera Shows Audience Teased by Big Butt Man in Tights Live. Which is funny because it was a live demo, so he saw and you can tell he's being sneaky about it, covert. And like the guy in the video is wearing like tights, like a tight, the type jumpsuit. So it's accurate title. It's a good title. It was under categories like big ass, POV, and homemade, which also fairly accurate,
Yeah, this is of course Kappa.
Yeah,
this story is ridiculous.
As Kappa as
it can get. But it's so funny. And what's interesting to me about something like this is like. The leaked footage, do game companies really need to worry about someone coming into their demo and like leaking the footage? No, I don't think so. Like, who cares? If anything, it's more publicity. Like, what's the point? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not like Fallout 4 is a long way off. Like, we've seen quite a bit of footage.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, but
I guess I get the point of the closed door footage, just in that it probably operates the same way like Comic-Con footage does, right? Where they want to show it. It's all about hype. It's all about hype. They're using the press the same way that they're using hardcore fans, where they know they'll get excited and describe it, and then it's this mythical thing that nobody else got to see, but must have been so cool. And
yeah, exactly. And then more people that see that clip, the less special it becomes for launch day or whatever. So I get it, but it's still like it's silly.
Something tells me Fallout 4 has enough stuff that people aren't gonna be like, well, so I saw that Gamescom demo, and now I don't even need to play it.
Yep. Total spoiler. Yeah,
it takes place in the post-apocalypse. What else is the point?
Right. But then a real quick follow-up to this is I also read on another article that Fallout 4 was advertising on the Tinder app. And I don't know if you guys know what Tinder app is. The Tinder app is like a dating service / hookup service where you meet men and women and stuff. And Fallout 4 is apparently advertising on there. So with them advertising on Tinder, I'm almost like 40% leaning towards the leaked footage being a conspiracy. Like someone at Bethesda gave the okay to do that because everybody knows that gamers watch porn and gamers are into this Tinder situation, I guess. I don't know.
Or maybe the porn leak made them go, this is an audience we could capture.
Yeah, exactly. So you're just, you're flipping through Tinder and all of a sudden you're like, oh, Fallout Shelter, what's that? Click, oh, mobile game, oh, cool. And then you're just, introduced to this Fallout world and you're buying Fallout 4 and you didn't even know you liked Fallout.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if more and more people who leak games are going to do this. We're like, I could put it on a porn site, it won't be discovered for a few days, and then it'll go viral. And either that or maybe the person who found this must have had to have been at least a little embarrassed for going through Pornhub and watching videos about men with big butts and tights and live home footage.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. And
make sure you clear your internet history after watching this gaming footage.
Right. Just go into private mode for all your Fallout 4 needs.
Yeah.
But I think that's probably all we have on that. Moving on.
We pretty much beat that
horse.
Yeah.
So the next thing we had, and this, all right. So this bothered me that right off the bat, not the headline, but the report itself. Once you read into it, because the headline, I'm like, oh, that's probably pretty accurate. You've got 92% of people have games they don't play, according to a report. And makes sense. I have so many games I haven't played, but it's not just haven't played, it's don't play, and it was commissioned by GameStop. So this is a study that's been going around the internet, and the whole point, as you read through it, is GameStop wants people to
turn in their old games.
They want people to go, oh, I do have a lot of games. I could get a lot of money. So you read this on GameSpot, this isn't supposed to be the ad. This is just an article on it. Talking about, 1/3 of those surveyed said they have between 5 and 9 unused games lying around the house, while 38% said they had as many as 10 to 20 unused games. And we're down here. they mentioned, yeah, with hundreds of pre-owned items valued at more than $20 when traded at GameStop, gamers have potential for substantial cash and credit just waiting to be claimed so they can afford to buy new video games immediately. So
this is so ridiculous.
This fishing.
Oh yeah, 100%. This is what makes me a conspiracy theorist type of a person, because this article, like, a journalist does not write this article. Mm-hmm. This is not interesting to him. A journalist gets paid by GameStop to write this article.
Yeah, or somebody has to be super, super desperate for content that day to publish it.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah, either super desperate or they've got some kind of partnership with GameStop. They're doing, this is not legit news. Like, no, yes, everyone knows that there's got a few games that they don't play anymore, and we all know that we could turn them into GameStop if we wanted to, and we all know that GameStop's running this huge scam where they give you very little money for your games, and they try to
like $2 under new cost.
Yeah. Yeah, and they try to charge it upcharge it like crazy. It's so stupid.
Yeah, so this really bothered me. You're going Kappa, so
yeah. Well, Kappa that, like, for a negative reason, like, just some completely ridiculous bad journalism. Like, this is what makes me lose faith in reading news anyway. It's like, what can I trust? What's real? What's not real? What's important? What's not important? This is stupid.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, and it's also just funny because it's like as many as 5 to 10 games that they don't play anymore. It's like, do people not normally keep, like, any games? Like, do people just not have game libraries? Am I the only one that has, like, whole consoles libraries?
I used on the 360, like, I had stacks.
That's right, you got rid of that for next gen.
I traded it in for next gen, and it's just like I haven't quite gotten to that point where I built up my collection again. And then I've never, like, I've said it before that I play in these FIFA leagues, right? Well, I've seen people post pictures where they, like, have all of their copies of FIFA back from, like, FIFA 98 and, like, all FIFA 09, 08, just all of them. And I'm just like,
you wasted a lot of money buying that every year.
Right. And for me, it's like, I buy it every year, but I also, like, trade my old one in. I know I don't get that much for it, but it literally serves me no purpose to keep it anymore. So
that's a little different case,
I guess,
right? Where it's an iterative series.
Sports games are a little different, and there's I don't know. Maybe I've just never been the nostalgic gamer that's like, oh, I really want to keep this game that I've beaten so that 5 years from now I can play it again or something. I don't know. I've just never kept games all that much. I'm more of I've beaten this one. What can I can either trade it in or try and sell it to a friend and then get a new game. Yeah. I hate
the whole trade-in culture. Like,
the trade-in culture is bad because they don't give you what it's worth, and they don't even give you, like, a proper markdown for what they're gonna mark it up to. Like, I don't know, it's stupid.
Like, it would be one thing if, you were getting a decent amount of money, but, like, even after a year, the amount you'd get for a trade-in game is, like, what, maybe $15? Like,
a lot of it has to be a AAA title, like a good title for that. Yeah,
right. Like, you get, like, nothing. So like, I could turn in my whole library and get, like, a couple $100, but I'd much rather have the ability to go back to those games and play them if I had an inkling to do it, or if I had somebody who I'm like, I'd rather share this with you. I'd rather let you play this game. Like, that's more valuable to me than just, like, a few bucks per title. But
if it's, I only will do the trade-in if I know I'm getting, like, $20 and I know I'm putting it directly back into getting another game.
Yeah.
Like, I'm never like, oh, I need cash really bad. Like, let me trade in my games, get the cash like that. No, that's stupid.
Yeah.
But what else was I gonna say? I lost it.
Well, I'm going to go good on this one because I'm replying to the headline, not, like, the fact that this exists. I think. Oh,
yeah. Everybody has games they don't play.
You know what?
Don't worry about it.
Good. I'm glad that many people have games that they're not selling to GameStop. Because,
no joke. No joke.
Yeah. So
GameStop is a terrible place.
Yeah. I just more and more, I really don't like their practices and the way that, like, they try to goad everyone into buying whatever game it is too. Like, they're really unsubtle about it. Anytime you're out there, they try to, like, if you want the new one, they're like, why do you want new? You could save, like, $3 by buying it used. It's like,
because that's where their profit margin is.
Right.
It's ridiculous. If it was trade-ins were like rentals, then they would be cheaper to purchase up front. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you consider it as a rental, then it's going to be like, well, I'm paying $30 for this, not $60 and getting $10 back. I'm paying $30 and getting 15 back. You know, like I don't know.
the profit margin for them is just so rough.
Insane.
Where like it. Like, yeah, if you buy it used for like $55, let's say, and then you want to trade it in like 2 weeks later when you're done with it, then that's still like you're trading in for maybe $20 at most. So it's like a $25 rental or a $35 rental. Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not big on them, but yeah. So I think that's all we had planned for the show today. If anybody in chat wants to bring up a topic or something to talk about, feel free, and we can pull it up and
that's true.
Chat
Mech.
a little bit.
That's true.
Yeah.
Mech, I also wanted to ask you. You've been in here quite recently and frequently, and for something like today, we were reaching out to Bones. He had been on here before. My friend Josh has been on here before. Ross's brother Paul has been on here now, and we were also wondering, Mech, if maybe you would be interested in being on the show in the future, like in situations like this where we're missing a guy, we might need somebody. If you'd be interested in being on the show and chatting with us, then you're more than welcome to. If not, if you'd rather just be a viewer, then that's cool too. But we just thought we'd reach out and ask you since you're around, and it seems like we're often reaching for people because we haven't quite gotten in the groove of everything. So people got schedules to keep up and people got busy lives. So it kind of hit and miss on when we're available and who's available each week. So if you're interested, let me know. If not, no worries, man.
Yeah, he says he'd give it a try. Cool. And,
okay, cool.
And anybody who's in here, any feedback too, like this week I tried kind of the old layout thing, but then also with like some new things with like the chat window and all that. So anything with the show that we're doing well or not doing well, let us know that too. Like we're
any
always
feedback.
looking to improve.
Feedback, topics, segments you guys want to see. Mech, you had mentioned doing reviews of board games, and that is a great idea. We can definitely look to do that in the future. And simply, it really, like you said, it just comes down to having a game night wherever we're at, recording it, throwing up some clips, and doing a review, talking about the game, the objective of the game. And that'd be great. I think we could do that.
Yeah, it might be difficult out of state, but we can work something out.
Like you were saying, like I wouldn't necessarily play the game with you. Like you would play the game with your friends and record it at home, and then and then maybe I would do the same thing with Lori and some of our friends, and then do a review myself.
Might be possible. We might need multiple cameras to make it any good, but we can figure something out. And
just your friends come over and you've got like 4 cameras and like 5 lights all pointed at the board.
Exactly.
Like,
it's a
what is going on?
Film set, and you're
full studio. Yeah.
Okay, just sit down and play Catan.
Mr. Gamer, what's going on, man? Welcome to the show, buddy.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us.
We're currently at the part of our show where we've gone over our topics kind of, but if there's anything you want to talk about or any like cool game news lately, let us know or give us a link and we can pull it up and have a quick conversation.
Yeah, definitely. Trying to think. Coming up, let's see. I was going to mention tomorrow the Flock comes out. Oh, yes. And so Ross and I will be playing the Flock sometime over the next week. And then we'll probably, I don't know, Ross, maybe look to do a review for it.
I could try to do that.
And then we'll be next week. We're gonna give away some keys for the Flock game. So next week definitely stop by. We'll be doing a giveaway probably at the end of the show, giving away 2 copies of the Flock, maybe more. I wanted to make sure I mentioned that. That is a new game coming out tomorrow.
It's a limited time game, so eventually the game will die and
the game will kill itself. Black Ops 3, Mr. Gamer every day says.
Yep.
Black Ops 3. Have you seen any Black Ops 3? I watched a little bit of Twitch footage of it.
I saw something today about it being the fastest one they've had yet, or they really want again mobility to be a big thing.
Right.
Yeah, Mr. Gamer every day. If you have a article or something you can link us, we can throw it up on the show and read that, and talk about it. I mean,
the people that have played it so far, they've said positive things about it. But it's one of those things I feel like every time a new Call of Duty comes out, it's like everyone's going to say something good about it. it's more like you don't get a real sense of it until a full release and it's been out for like 2 months, and then people are like, well, this is okay and this is not so good and this is okay and this is not so good.
Yeah. So. And I don't know, I don't always agree. Like I liked Advanced Warfare, but like it's weird the like the schism between like the fan base and like the reviewers on that game, where like critics really dug it, and then like a couple months later, like the general fan reaction was like, no, this sucked. You should have done something different. This wasn't interesting.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I thought that was a breath of fresh air, and they had a lot of cool new modes, and yeah. But
right.
I don't know, Black Ops 3 looks like it's kind of piggybacking off of some of that. Like, looks like some of the dashing's still going to be around, and like they're going to have like sliding moves and all sorts of other like kind of weird things. But it could be fun.
Yeah. The original Black Ops was one of my favorite Call of Duties, or one of my like preferred Call of Duties. Like, I don't want to say favorite, but I liked it a lot compared to some of the other ones. So we'll see.
So what?
I don't know. I'm over Call of Duty in general. Personally, like I'll probably never buy it again, but it's whatever.
We'll see. Like, I'm not sure on Black Ops 3 if I'll pick it up or not. Just like I bought Advanced Warfare because I was like, finally they're doing something different. But I don't know if I need a new one or not yet. I don't have that many games. I guess October and November there'll be a few things coming out, like the stuff we talked about with E3 mostly and Fallout and all that. But I don't know. Maybe I'll watch it. Maybe I'll play it if I don't have much else going on that time during that time somehow.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to look on Twitter, see if there's anything else recent kind of came out.
There was a ton of Destiny information today.
Oh yeah.
Like none of it like means that much to me until
we've talked
it's
so
actually
much
out.
about Destiny.
I know. Like and maybe that's the Bungie's testament with the way they handle their marketing, that they like parse it out in these little bits so that people keep covering it and they're not just stopping it.
And Mech says, have you played Elite Dangerous? I have not. I've watched, I'm going to type this in chat, twitch.tv/Spectimus is his name. I watch him a lot. He plays Elite Dangerous sometimes. He also plays a lot of other stuff. But yeah, Elite Dangerous is a really cool game. It's a space sim type of deal. You can be, it's very like, you can be very lone wolf, or you can also like team up and do stuff. It's kind of long-winded. Like you really have to like dive into it to dive into it. The best thing about Elite Dangerous is if you're streaming it. Okay, so let's say you stream it and when you in the category of Elite Dangerous, you get to like the top 5, I think. The company that made the game will put you on their website. So like the top 5 Twitch streamers of Elite Dangerous at any given time are on the Elite Dangerous's website, like as like a embedded video or whatever. So that's pretty cool. It is, so the ridiculous price tag. It is pretty expensive.
Well, not only that, like the new version, Horizons, or like the first expansion, they're saying you have to buy it bundled with the original game for $60.
Wow.
So they're pulling what Bungie did with Destiny, except with Destiny, if you had bought the game and both the expansions, then you could pay $40 for the new one and not worry about it. But
yeah. The best, like if I got really into Elite Dangerous, I would want to spend a bunch of money on peripherals, because I've seen people's like setups and like there's this one guy, he like comes into his room and like the only thing in this room is his gaming setup in the very middle of the room. And it's like this big like like pilot's chair almost. It's like fixed. And he gets in and he's got two like hardcore joysticks and he like sitting up kind of like Grandma's Boy, you know? The kind of main villain in Grandma's Boy is like sitting in that, and it's like the screens are kind of tilted and up higher. Like that's what this guy's doing, and he's like playing Elite Dangerous, and he's like I think he's doing like, what do you call them? Not bounties, but smuggling missions or whatever. You have to like smuggle stuff from here to here. Like it's intense. Like people get into it. Yeah. So basically, he's got this cockpit set up. And then he's got his keyboard that can like, cool. It's on a movable arm, so his keyboard can come in and go out. Yeah, if I got into that game, I would have to build a way better setup. So I don't think I can afford that.
Next, it's kind of like Eve, and Eve is another one that like I look at or people playing or like read about. I'm just like, man,
so it's just so expansive.
Get into it at this point. It seems like it's just so dedicated. And
what is it? There's Elite Dangerous, Eve, and Star Citizen. They're all three kind of like that.
Okay. Yeah. Eve has like its own economy, and like what was that one ship that like was worth so much money, or like real money in the real world that like some people hijacked or like pirated.
I'm not sure.
It's
I'm not
nuts.
sure.
But
Yeah. Mr. Gamer every day says FIFA 16, Madden 16, and more. We're not huge sports fans around here. I do buy FIFA every year because I play in a FIFA league, and I'm going to go ahead and type the website,
Yeah, I can pull it up.
FVPAA.com. That's the website to the league that I play on. It's 11. We play 11v11 pro clubs. So if you don't know, the pro clubs mode is you are controlling your position. Like, so if you're a left mid, you only control the left mid. The rest of the players are controlled by other humans. And you do 11v11. There's usually like 4 or 5 weeks of league play, and then there's a tournament, and then we shuffle again, and there's another league that starts after that. So yeah, from where you're at, if you click on the VPN app at the top there, the link at the top.
Where is it?
Scroll up to the top.
Yeah, I'm at it now. You just can't see.
Yeah.
VPN.
Then it says VPN app. Yeah. So if you click on the VPN app, that's where all the teams pick teams, and you join teams, leave teams. There's drafts modes. There's other kinds of modes.
That's cool.
So yeah, go there and sign up to those leagues if you like FIFA. There'll be a new league coming up here pretty soon once FIFA 16 comes out. So
that's a cool idea. I like the idea that everybody on your team essentially has one player that they stick with the whole time. That's
it's pretty cool.
different.
Yeah, and it gives you, like, there's this whole community. Like, there's at least 1,500 people in this league community. There's 20. I think there's maybe like 18 teams in the first division, and then like 16 teams in the second division, and each team probably has like 20 people. So yeah, it's a lot of people, and they're growing all the time. So definitely check it out.
Cool.
It's fun.
Cool.
If you like FIFA.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, I'm not a big sports game guy, so I never got into FIFA, but that's a neat tool. And
it is, and there's not really like in game like proprietary. There's not that, like, yeah, you can jump online and like head to head some random, or you can go into what they call pro clubs drop in, which is essentially what we're doing, but it again matches you with randoms, and there's only 5v5. So what we're doing is 11v11. You play with the same people from week to week, so you kind of create this like rapport and friendship and chemistry, as opposed to just dropping in with randoms over the internet. So
yeah,
it just gives it some more organization, some more structure. It's fun.
Cool. Well, yeah. I unless someone else has something to add, I think that might be the end of the show this week. Rant a little shorter. We didn't have as many topics. Like, we were really looking around, but it was kind of a slow week. It was a short show this week, but not anything compared to my show last week. Last week I attempted to do a show by myself. I tried to kind of do it in like a Jon Stewart type style, where I was kind of just spinning off topic. It's hard. I definitely didn't prepare enough content, so it was very short, and OBS was giving me trouble. So practically need a script for something like that, where you're just talking.
Oh, almost, yeah, or at least just a better thought out like talking points or something. But I tried. Yeah, I can't fault me for trying, man.
Definitely.
So, yeah. Well, again, come back next week. We'll be giving away some copies of some games. Yeah, thanks for joining us. We'll go through plugs real quick, I guess. Still got sure. Yeah. So you're on Kniff. Hey, what's going on? My name's Kniff. I stream on Twitch. I'm also on Twitter, twitch.tv/Kniff. There's an underscore in there, which is confusing. I shouldn't have done an underscore. Who does underscores? I stream on Twitch. I haven't in a few weeks. I need to get back into it and like be better at it. But follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitch. I'll be around. Thank you. Cool. And I'm also on Twitch and Twitter. Twitch, I'm at Ross S. Miller. I don't stream that often. Every once in a while I'll find time, but I've been really, really busy lately. A lot of the work I put in right now is on my website, mediummashup.com, and it's a criticism website, so it's got movies, TV, video games, and all sorts of stuff. But it also has 2 podcast series I do. One that covers like the first seasons of TV shows, and another one that covers like just kind of whatever we want to talk about. It's me and an old friend of mine. We're very, very different people, and tend to get a lot of good feedback on that. But yeah, so mediummashup.com. Check that out if you want. You can follow it on Medium Mashup, the Twitter,
or on Twitter, just at Medium Mashup. And you can follow me on Twitter as well at Ross S. Miller. And of course, you can also follow us, Unknown Hosts, at Unknown Hosts, or facebook.com/Unknown Hosts. We don't have a lot on our Facebook, but we tend to update our Twitter every day of the show with like every article we're going to cover. So if you guys want to take a look at that ahead of time, you can. It's kind of a reminder, so nice one to follow. And we also have an email if you want to get in touch with us. I don't know how frequently we've been checking it. I don't know if we've gotten anything, but it's out there.
I check it. I definitely check it.
Cool. Have we gotten anything? I don't think we've had it on the...
Mostly just like confirmations of signing up for Twitch, and I think we get like a follower notification if we get followers and stuff. So
yeah. Cool. Well, yeah, thanks again for joining us, and hopefully we'll catch you next week.
Bye-bye.